J Drone here. Down and out will start the Cheerson CX-35, and if you just pull out on the sticks, that'll shut the propellers down. This video was taken from the CX-35. As you can see, it's a very clear video, very nice video. We're going to show you what it looks like from a takeoff, and right away, as you can notice, there is a little bit of shake in the video, and again, that's probably just because it's an adjustable camera. It's an adjustable camera not prior to flight, but during flight. There's actual motors hooked to the camera, and on your controller you have a way to move the camera up and down, and there's a little bit of play in that once you have it adjusted to where you want, and that's probably what's causing this little bit of shake. But as you can see, it's very clear. As you saw during startup and shutdown, it was very clear. This is a nice camera. It's a nice drone all in all. And you can see the clouds very nicely. It blacks out the sun for some reason, which I think 90% of the drones do. It's probably a safety feature. But yeah, you can see the horizon there. You can see mountains past the horizon. And as you saw, you were able to see my one propeller there. That was me tilting the camera up and down during flight. Very cool feature. It does have altitude hold, so if you get this trimmed properly, there's no wind, you can hold it at a certain altitude, and you should be able to hold it at a certain position. And if you're trying to record something, trying to take a picture of something, it should be easily done because you do also have an FPV screen. It is not Wi-Fi. This FPV screen is rated, I believe, for 300 meters, which is crazy. It surpasses the signal from the controller to the drone, so you should never lose camera signal to your screen that's attached to the controller. I wish the drone itself went as long as the FPV signal went, but they didn't do that for some reason. I mean, I guess it's not a bad idea. You definitely have camera to your FPV screen the entire time. And if the drone did go that far, possibility of losing it would be greater, I guess. And maybe they didn't want you to do that, but as you can see, we're going to take it up a little bit here, probably about 100 to 130 feet. Nothing real high. I really haven't tested the altitude on this, really haven't taken it up almost out of sight just to see what type of altitude it's getting. Kind of playing it safe with this. It is a larger drone. I've tried landing this once. I've tried landing it with the auto land feature, and it comes down and wants to fly backwards, fly backwards, fly backwards until like it's tilting. The front end's up a little bit and the back end's down a little bit, and it's kind of like skidding on the ground, and eventually one or both of the landing gear hit the ground and kind of does a backflip. It does have a feature when the propellers get caught on something, they do shut off, but they do get nicked up a little bit. So that's the only drawback that I don't quite like about this, and that's actually with just about every altitude hold drone that I have. They don't like to land too good. So with this one, I'm going to try to draw out the battery completely so it lands itself, and maybe we'll have a better landing here. This does have that feature where if you do kill your battery, you're running down to bare minimum here, and it'll sense it and it'll bring it down lightly. It's not just going to drop out of the sky like some of your smaller toy grade quadcopters will. Nice feature to have. That way, hopefully you don't damage the quad if you are flying it for an extended period of time. You don't notice those lights are blinking. This is a very cool looking quad. And there's a light look at the screen. And again, with this FPV, I've tried the goggles. I refer back to the screen just a little bit to see what it's doing. But as far as flying completely FPV, that's basically for racers, the pros, where they're on a course and you have a vague idea about the course. You have complete markings where you know where you're going to go, where you have to go. Or the only thing that I could see myself doing with it is maybe getting in a large abandoned building and navigating through it. But again, I like the video aspects of drones, I like the flying aspects of drones, and I like tinkering with them, making them get extended flight time, getting better thrust, and of that nature. And I've just started exploring with the Hubsan X4. That's a smaller drone, excellent video quality. And as far as FPV, again guys, if you guys can fly FPV, if there's racers that are watching my channel, kudos to you. I've tried it and I think it's very difficult. I mean, obviously I haven't put much practice into it, and I'm sure if I did put practice into it, maybe I'd get the hang of it. But for right now, I'm content flying like this, flying by sight, and whole surprise factor. Like I've mentioned that in previous videos. With this, you have a screen, and I'm bouncing my head up and down. But in reality, when I come back home and take that SD card out of there, I get a surprise factor. When I stick it in my when I stick the SD card in the reader into my computer, I get to see what this drone saw, and I like that. I like being able to come home and get a different perspective. And right now, guys, we're pushing the 6-minute mark. 6 minutes is right around average for your manufacturer's battery, which is what I have in here as a manufacturer's battery. A lot of your toy grades are getting 6 to 7 minutes, and that's about tops. So we're hoping get about another minute out of this, and it's kind of above average, right around average, and it's definitely suitable. And again, it's up there. You see me referring back to the screen. It's constant bob, head bob up and down, and that's so I don't lose track of the drone. I have houses to the left of me, I have a road behind me, and behind that there's water, and in front of me there's a huge abyss which I've dropped drones in, and then I have to climb down in it, which is about a 100-200 foot drop. Have to scale it, go get it, and then climb back up it. It's a very physical activity, and I like physical activity, but when I'm flying drones, I kind of like to fly drones and not really go all in if I don't have to, climbing trees, scaling mountains and whatnot. And I believe the battery's just about done. And there, tried to land itself, flipped over. I'm J Drone. Take it easy.